So I've got the action all loaded up and ready to go, and I just want to mention one thing beforehand, that whether you have one layer in your layers panel or multiple layers, it will work either way. And in this particular document, I have 3 layers, and what it's going to do is it's going to convert them to a smart object, so they'll still be there. I'm going to go up to the actions panel. I'm going to click on the action. Now hit the play button to run it. First thing it's going to ask is for you to set the amount of Gaussian blur and mention that this is a smart filter, so you can go back and adjust it later. So you don't have to worry about being too particular or specific this time. Get it right now. I'm going to go ahead and leave it at 15. Of course, this number is going to depend on the look you're going for and the size and resolution of your document. But like I said, it's a smart filter, so you can adjust it later, not to worry. Hit OK. Next thing it's going to ask you to do is set the size and position of the frame, and after doing so, click the check mark up top or enter to commit and continue. So I'm going to hit continue, and we have the transform handles here to set the frame size. As you can see, I can click on it and pick it up and move it around, and I'm going to put it right about there and bring the left side in, maybe bring the right side in, maybe move it over and up a little, I don't know. Anyway, if you want it there, you can either click up here on the check mark to commit or hit the enter key. Both work. Next, it's going to ask you to adjust both the drop shadow and the stroke, so hit continue. And for the drop shadow, unless you're doing black and white, you're usually going to want to change the drop shadow color. And I'm just going to grab a dark color from the image. You can also set the distance, the angle, the position of it, the spread, everything. And one little quick tip to mention is a lot of people will go back and forth messing with both the distance and the angle, trying to get it where they want it, and going back and forth between the two, which works but can be a little frustrating. So a quicker way to do it would be to come over to the image and just click on the image, and then you can start to drag around the drop shadow. And I find it's much easier for me personally to just click and drag and put it where I want it than to fiddle back and forth with 2 different settings. But either way works. The other thing you may want to do is adjust the stroke, the color, the size, and again, like I said, that'll depend on the size of your and resolution of your image, so you may want to change that. But assuming you had it set the way you want it, go ahead and say OK. And there you go. As I mentioned, though, these are all smart filters and editable adjustments, so if you want to adjust the blur, just come over to the layers panel, double click on the blur, Gaussian blur, and you can adjust the setting. I'll jack it up so you can really see I did make a difference. Say OK. You can turn the stroke off, turn the drop shadow off. You can turn them both off. You can go in and adjust one or both. You could also, if you wanted to, you can go into the layer mask and you can adjust the layer mask. I'm not going to go into that right now because that's a little more involved and I do have to get back to another project I was doing. But I wanted to make this quick video for people that haven't used actions before, just to give you a real quick run through of how it works. So hope that helps, and let me know if you have any questions.